Alright, test, test, test. Do we have anything going on here? This is Dave. This is my What's Up Dave stream, which I share what's going on with me for my friends on the internet. Specifically, this week is a reboot week of my productivity. I've been suspended all my old habit systems and am just using this week largely to reflect on what my priorities are and what I'm doing. Okay, we do have audio here, so I can turn that down. So, what am I trying to... Let's get started with this. So, I've been having a pretty crappy week as far as productivity goes, which maybe makes sense because I don't have any productivity systems going on right now. But, I guess what this allows me to do is experience where my frustrations are. And if anything, this has been a frustrating week. It's not been tremendously bad, I would say. But it's just like little things are bothering me a lot. So yesterday, I had written all this stuff. I described what I was feeling. I don't know if I went over this. I think I probably did it. No, maybe not. So I wrote a list of things, like I'm not settled, not sleeping well, I'm feeling bored because I'm trapped by this tedious project that I'm on right now. I still feeling behind on everything else I want to do, still feeling isolated, but that's kind of by design right now. I don't particularly like it, but it's like other people's inputs are distractions from just trying to get out from under this thing. You know, but because of this, I'm in this low energy state. I feel not a lot of energy. I'm feeling lethargic and not inspired by anything because there's this stupid project that's like just hanging over my head that I just need to make it go away and make sure I never have a project like this again. It's probably unavoidable. So looking into the future, I want to be excited about the projects I'm working on. This does sound like a long whining litany, just a big list of whines. Like it would be nice if, it would be wish. I despise that kind of thinking. At least when it happens too much, and I'm kind of at the point where I think it's happening too much with me. So I wrote this thing. I want this artifact, making tangibly interesting things and sharing them. I'm not doing anything that's tangibly interesting. By tangible, I mean concrete, something that I think is cool. And then lastly, there's certain things certain states I want to be free of. I don't want to have to always be on time unless I've had a promise. I don't want to spend all my time working on billable revenue generating projects, but I want a way of harnessing those efforts into something that can be easily sold, shared, or converted into other entrepreneurial creatives. You know, this is really the wanting section. I don't want to have to do anything, but I want to feel motivated to explore and learn stuff. I don't want to have to remember a lot of things because my memory is terrible. I don't want to be particularly disciplined. And so, like, I guess the takeaway point is I don't want to think about obligations to other people or obligations to myself, but I do want to share what interesting things I've found or figured out in terms of process. So, the reason why I wrote those things down was because I suspected that I think there's some way of doing this. There is some measure of discipline that's required. But I think the reality of it is that I don't really have a natural reserve of it. What my greatest power is, or at least I don't have an internal sense of discipline. And therefore, I think I'm going to just stop trying to generate it. If there's discipline to be had, it needs to be coming from outside. And I'm going to hold other people accountable and responsible for ensuring that happens to me. It's like a depressing thing to think about because I like to be as self-reliant as possible. But I think, at least for now, I am going to outsource that stuff. And it's going to have to be someone who actually does have some power or has some influence over me for it to even work. That's going to be a problem because no one really has influence over me at all. So it's only doing things for other people or making promises to other people that matter. And also, I think that means I raise the bar on people that I'm working with. I'm not going to work for people who are expecting me to self-manage their problems. So I don't know what that exactly means. The kind of discipline that I have is really more a compulsion. The compulsion that I have is to explore and learn about things and then try to figure out how they apply to other things. The most immediate artifact that comes out of this activity is blog posts. But I have been writing blog posts because I feel blocked on the blog format itself right now. It does not allow me to write easily, and it's just a negative. It's the writing experience on WordPress right now is quite negative. So I had to write in other places and post it, and then the site is slow, and I had to upgrade the server. It's just this whole source of like pains in the asses. So I wanted to like fix that drastically, and the question is like, how much time do I want to spend doing it? I could use an existing hosted service, but I'm pretty sure that after using WordPress for over 10 years, that WordPress is not going to make is not going to be the system that I actually have always wanted. It's a system that I can get by with, and that violates one of my principles, which is not to do things to get by with them. It's to do things that I actually feel good about and feel that these are excellent examples of systems. Oh, hey, Courtney. Courtney says, rent a boss. I thought about that. That's where the original concept for this forum I made called the Concrete Goals Tracker, aka the Printable CEO, came from. Because I couldn't afford to rent a boss, and I would have had to interview a bunch of people. But yeah, so like the idea of having someone who's looking out for my best interests, who's also my boss, who isn't me, that's kind of the challenge here, I think. And then it could very well be because I'm feeling it's like so under, just kind of trapped by this one long-going project that, it currently doesn't have anything compelling or interesting about it going on. Except, like, I suppose in the broadest technical sense, it's an interesting project. But the part I'm working on right now is requiring me to pick up a lot of competencies in areas I don't want to be competent in. And there is no one else who can do it, so I am doing it. But not very efficiently. A lot of negativity is built up because this project has been going on for so long, and because my other projects have been so delayed and don't feel like they are making the progress I want. So I think that's the essence of the frustration that I feel. So putting all my energy eggs in one basket and just finishing this project once and for all, it's got to be done by October, so it's not that far away. I think then maybe it'll be a good time to take another break from this and then reassess. In the meantime, it may have been a mistake to try to do this week of rebooting, because it's clearly too soon to me now. I really don't want to even have to deal with any of this. Anything other than putting all my energy into getting this other project off of my plate. Yeah, and so everything else is an irritation and distraction in context with that. So I am going to stop talking about this now. I think I have enough notes here for the reboot week that I can think about it now. But today's Thursday. I am not going to go into this. Tomorrow, when I do this stream, it will be because I am showing off something that's fun and interesting, and not about all this depressing productivity stuff. I just need to get this project done, and then I'll have a clearer head to look into the future and see. Other than that, I did use my vacuum sealer. I shared that video yesterday. That made me happy. I am plateaued on my weight loss. Maybe it's because I stopped going to the gym this week, but I'm just going to resume next week. It'll be interesting to see how my body reacts after being off of it for a week. Will things be more difficult? Will I have more energy? I don't know. We'll see. I was kind of getting to the point when it was kind of very tiring to start it up. So I'm thinking that like a everyday 30-minute regimen might be easier than like a 3-day-a-week more intense regimen. We'll see about that. So that's what's going on with me. Nothing much else to report at this time. Nothing I can think about, so I'm not going to worry about it. So I hope your day is going better than mine. I'm going to try to head to Starbucks and do some work, which I've been trying to do for the past 3 days. but have never managed to get out of the house because I've let myself be distracted by other stupid shit. So that's it for now. I'll talk to you later.